Hi, everyone. We'd like to get started so we can get out of here at a reasonable hour. So if you want to take a seat, and we'll get started, and then there'll be plenty of time to mingle around and look at the posters and different things. So we'll get started right now, and we'll have welcoming remarks from our Chairman of the Board of Selectmen, Scott Hazelton.
So I just want to say thanks for coming out tonight. As Christine said from the Ag Commission, this is the chance for once a year to do your civic duty to come out and get free ice cream. So thanks for coming. We have, I think, 160 people signed up, plus some walk-ins. So that's, I don't know if it's a new record or not, but it's very impressive. So thank you for all coming. Thanks to the staff and volunteers for organizing this. And if you think about, we've got 4 topics tonight. We integrate, this is not just a chance to have free hamburgers and ice cream. This is integrated into our planning process. So as you get together in your committees, think about priorities. Your top priority for that breakout session, maybe numbers 2 and 3, report back to us, because that becomes part of our action coming in the coming year. So I'm going to pass it back to Jody.
Thank you, Scott. So welcome today, and I'm trying to talk to both sides here, but we're really excited to have you tonight. It's perfect weather. We've been all over the map on that, cold, hot, whatever, and so we're excited to be in this big tent. Some people have told us that they couldn't hear, so this year we're hoping that this will solve that problem. But basically, you know, we have 4 topics, and for those of you who are here for the first time, you can go visit both topics. You can mingle, you can stay a while, go to the other one, whatever. Then we'll break at 6:30 and have dinner, and the dinner is served right over here. You form a line and go through, get your dinner, sit down, have a good time. There is a cash bar here. The town is not paying for your beer or wine, but you're welcome to pick something up here if you like. Then we'll go into our next facilitated discussion at 7:10. You will be given a 5-minute warning that it's about to stop, so you can finish up any last-minute discussions. Then we have ice cream, which is right here, and an ice cream bar that she's going to help us with. And then we wrap up at 8:10. One person from each of the groups will summarize what happened. And this is facilitated discussion. We're not going to lecture you. No one's giving a big presentation. We have some issues. We want to hear from you. We want to ask you questions. We want to get your input. So it's supposed to be a chance for you to tell us what you think. Then we'll collect it all and get it back to the Board of Selectmen. But one thing I wanted to mention, hold on. I thought you might be interested in a few stats. We did ask people to sign up for the retreat. 63 of you are what we would call town residents. 60 are board and committee members, 19 are municipal employees, and 8 are visitor observers. So some of us are in both categories, but that's kind of a breakdown of tonight. 95 of you have been to a retreat before, which is great. 55 are new, so that's excellent, and I think the numbers are probably higher. This is from those who RSVP'd online. How did you find out about it? The selectmen are really committed to increasing communication with residents. 13 of you saw the website, 63 saw email notices, 5 read it in the newspaper, that's kind of scary, 32 read my newsletter, yay, and 37 found out other means, and we have that, neighbors, phone calls, whatever. So if you have suggestions, WCAT, I forgot about WCAT, they got it out there, then we want to hear from you. So right now I'd like to introduce the first 2 discussions. We have 12 North Main Street, which will be held there, that way. And then we have the new center fire station, combined dispatch, future use of the current fire station down this. Again, you can move around if you get a little tired of one conversation. So could I introduce Assistant Town Manager John Mangiarati to give us a 1 or 2 minute on what the 12 North Main Street will be talking about.
Thank you. Thank you for the applause. I really appreciate it. That's great. I love it. As Jody mentioned, my name is John Mangiarati. I'm the Assistant Town Manager. I'm here tonight representing the 12 North Main Street Task Force. And we've been working since last September to try to identify and address the safety and environmental concerns that are present at the old mill in Graniteville at 12 North Main. If you've driven by recently, you'll notice that the winter that we just had took most of the rest of the roof off of the building, and it's really in a terrible condition. So the town is actually in the process of acquiring the property through tax title, and that foreclosure should be finalized in any time soon. And we're ready to take action to continue to address safety concerns. And also, we want to talk about what can we do with this site. So we're really excited tonight to have all of you here to provide your input on the work that the task force has done to date and what ideas people have for how this building could be used in the future, and whether it could be saved, how much of it could be saved, how much should be saved. And the task force members will all be facilitating the picnic table level discussions. You'll be able to identify us by the 8x11 pictures of the dilapidated mill that we wear around our neck. And we really hope that you come to our session. The fire station's interesting, but this is a historic building. So please join us. Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce the chairman of the Permanent Town Building Committee, Tom Mahana, who will tell us about the center fire station and the new building and so on.
Thank you. Really, if you guys all want to just go to North Main Street, and you can leave us alone, and we'll just hang out with our architects tonight. But anyway, as Jody mentioned, this is a three-part project that the town just recently voted both at town meeting and passed at the debt exclusion. So it's construction of a new central fire station to be located on Boston Road. It's construction of a new combined dispatch center at the existing police station, and then finally, what we're really looking for a lot of public feedback on is what are we going to do with the existing station in the center of town. So, you know, the building itself has a lot of issues that were identified in the other independent facilities assessment that was done. It's identified several $1 million worth of repairs that need to be done just to bring it up to current code conditions. So we're looking for a lot of feedback on what the public would like to see go either, you know, in the building itself, whether or not it could be salvageable, or just in that space. And, you know we need more parking in the center, but we're also looking for feedback on what to do with the building. So we have representatives. We have Chief McEnany and Tim Wickham here from the police department if there's interest in talking about combined dispatch. Chief Targ, I think I saw Captain Bricko, members of the fire department are also here to talk about the fire station. And we have our consultants here from Doran Whittier. They brought examples of other facilities that they've done throughout New England, so we can get some feedback on how the building is going to look and the floor plan and all that. But for those of you that thought you were going to see Travis here tonight, sorry to disappoint. Travis isn't here tonight, so come join us, and we welcome your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. So before we begin, I want to introduce our new Conservation Resource Planner, who used to be Bill Turner, Carol Gumbart. Can you stand up? Welcome, Carol. Carol comes to us from Bolton. Yes, I did steal her. And Wayland prior to that. So she has over 20 years of experience. And I don't know if Jennifer Claro's here, our COA director. Is Jennifer here? Okay. Anyway, so go to your stations. Have fun.
I'm here with Jody Ross, town manager of the town of Westford. Jody, this has been going on for a couple of years. Tell us about this year's event for someone who hasn't been here today.
Well, this is an opportunity for residents, officials, staff to come together and talk about some of the key issues facing the town. So, for example, tonight we're talking about 12 North Main, our anodizing building that's falling down, pedestrian safety, sidewalks, town farm, where the rec department is, and what are we going to do with that, and also our new fire station, combined dispatch, and what we'll do when we tear down the old station. So it's a relaxed atmosphere, casual. People can come in shorts or whatever, have a delicious meal, which is provided obviously by Kimball Farm. They give us a very good rate for this event. Ice cream, and just really get to know each other. while we examine some of the issues and really reach out to the residents to hear what they have to say about it. This is not presentations, this is not lectures, this is interacting with our residents.
We've seen different strategic planning retreats in the past. Some years have been cold, some years have been really hot, some years we've had different subjects. How does this year compare to previous years?
Well, this year is, I would have to say, perfect. I mean, we have been here when it's been 50 degrees, gale force winds, heaters in the tent. We've been here when it's been 95 degrees. We're covered in sweat, and they're trying to keep us cool. Last year, I think, was beautiful. This is our 5th event. Perfect temperatures. I think it's 70. Of course, the staff at the Kimball Farm has been excellent, and so we couldn't be happier with the venue tonight.
What's your expectation for the feedback tonight? I know in the past you've used a lot of the feedback to go toward the town goals. What are your expectations?
Well, what we do is, because as I said, this is a facilitated discussion, we collect all the data that we get from our residents and the officials, and we combine it, put it together, report, and then we report on that to the Board of Selectmen. It really helps them understand how our residents feel about all these projects facing the town. And also I might mention that we do have 9 informational poster booth areas too, where we can share information with our residents about things like perchlorate remediation or different things facing the town, Agricultural Commission and their new community gardens. So it gives other groups an opportunity to share data without having a planned session.
What are you hearing from folks that are far tonight?
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. I mean, we have a great turnout. As I said, the weather's great. The staff at Kimball Farm has been so fantastic. Food to die for. And of course, there's that ice cream bar. And I have noticed a few people didn't go through the food line. They ran straight to the ice cream bar. So I can't say I blame them.
I don't blame them either. Thank you so much for your time, Jody.
Thank you so much. And thank you for attending and filming us.
I'm here with Assistant Town Manager John Mangiarotti. John, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
So, John, it seems like you were the head of the 12 North Main Street discussion group today. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we had a great level of interest for the discussions. People are very curious about what's going to happen with that building. It's a big part of Graniteville, and it's a beautiful building, and people really have some great ideas about what we could do. Someone thought we could have an arboretum there, which I thought was interesting, or a dog park, or housing. So it was a great discussion, and we look forward to having more people come to our task force meetings as we really get involved this summer.
You've been coming to these for a while now, these meetings. How valuable are they for you as an assistant town manager?
The best part about these meetings, these retreats, is that you go to a formal board meeting, and it's very laid out how everything goes, and you have a certain amount of time where you can get up and say something. And it's hard for people who aren't as comfortable speaking in public to voice their opinion or to ask questions or to just learn more about things that are going on. And the small picnic table level discussions that we have here provide an opportunity for very small, intimate discussions. And it's great to hear what people have to say, and it's great to be able to see that people who normally wouldn't raise their hand in a big group having the opportunity to voice their concerns. So I think it's a great way to reach out to the community.
Whenever there's any kind of government event, obviously tax dollars come into play, and I believe in previous years this has been donated by Kimball Farm. Is that the case this year again?
We pay for this event.
Okay, how much was that this year, and what was the cost of that in terms of what you're getting out of it?
I think it's priceless.
Well, thank you so much for your time, John.
Thank you. Thank you all for your interest in the 12 North Main Street project. We heard a lot of great ideas, and I'll read a few of them for you all to think about. I also want to say a special thanks to Noel Almeida, who helped facilitate one of the groups. So some people thought that some ideas for the site were to create an arboretum, to make it a dog park with a coffee shop next to it to get people to walk their dogs and then buy coffee. Everybody, it seems, wanted to preserve the bell tower. There's a lot of interest in what type of housing or other use could be had in that building. Someone thought a rehab facility would be a good use for it. People want to see solar or hydro incorporated into any future design. People wondered whether solar artist lofts could be a potential use of the site, or whether it could be used for storage, whether it could be for affordable housing. People thought it would be a good CPA project. People want it to be sold to a developer. But overall, I think, and that's just the highlights, but we got a lot of great ideas, and people had a lot of interesting questions. So we'd encourage you, if you're interested, to come to our task force meetings, which are on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. in the town hall, and our website, www.westfordma.gov/12 North Main, has all of the information that we're working on. And thanks again for your interest.
Okay, get out your wallets, Westford. This is going to cost a lot of money. Okay, so our group focused mostly on what to do with the old fire station and what's going to happen when the fire department moves down to Boston Road. That's what we got the most feedback on. We did get a little bit of a response on the different types of building styles for the fire station. We got some good feedback on that. Our design consultants answered a lot of questions on that. But mostly it was focused on what are we going to do in the center of town. And so we had comments from both public and then town employees. Some of the things that we heard was moving some departments into a new building there, particularly moving permitting and the Board of Health. Move those departments, including moving the files with the departments to be into that new facility. We heard a lot of comments on more parking. And also being able to connect that new building to the existing town hall or police station with covered walkways, things like that. We also heard some suggestions about maybe building a parking garage or of some style in the center. Also looking at potential satellite use for the library expansion, incorporating that into that building. More on record storage for town clerk's office. We also heard a suggestion about looking at purchasing the property adjacent to the town hall as used for a town hall annex. We also had a lot of discussion about the possibility of constructing parking in the rear of town hall, being able to access that from through the wetlands to get to the rear of the property. We also had a suggestion about trying to move WestfordCAT. They're currently out on Route 40. The idea would be to try to move them up to the center of town, get them closer to where all the action is. As far as the fire station on Boston Road, several comments about constructing sidewalks down from the center down to fire station and connect down with four corners to be able to connect the center down with four corners. Larger meeting space, public restrooms, a bakery, cafe, Starbucks, although we already have one of them. And then lastly, look at buying Eric's Farm, stand across from the fire station, use of community gardens, rec center, things like that. So thank you very much.
Chris Barrett is next. Are you around, Chris?
Okay, well, I'm not going to take as much time up as the fire station people. That was very interesting. But the feedback that I received from the people that worked with the pedestrian safety groups was overwhelmingly really fun. Everybody loved to do the maps and the stickers. We're going to take those maps. We have 8 of them, actually 9, and we're going to consolidate them into one map so that people can see where everybody sort of indicated their areas of pedestrian safety and put that up on the town website. So you guys should be able to go and locate that. We'll be either in with the GIS department or there'll probably be a link on the pedestrian safety site. I want to thank everybody for participating, particularly the town staff that helped out and for all the residents that came and enjoyed tonight. Thank you again.
So the Town Farm group had, we had a very spirited discussion, and what is very clear is that there is just a myriad of opinions of what we should be doing with this building, and ranging from everything to Maybe we should tear it down because it's got a cesspool on it and it's going to cost $5 million just to bring it up to code, to looking at, well, it is part of the town's history, it's a priority, it should be preserved. Some of the things that we thought about that the building could be used were for storage, for affordable housing, perhaps recreation, staying there after it's renovated, looking at what the future needs of town government is and what the expansion of town government is going to look like 10 years from now. Is this a building that perhaps something like the permitting department, it was suggested, would need its own standalone building? It was suggested that maybe it be an extension or an annex for the museum. Also perhaps turning it into a historical learning or educational center. I think the primary thing that came out of this and that people really believe is that before we decide to renovate or spend a tremendous amount of money on this building, one of the first things we have to decide is that if we are going to do that, how are we going to use the building, and what is the uses of the building going to be moving forward? So we've got a lot of great ideas, and I think our committee has a lot of work ahead of it, and we invite everybody to please come to our meetings, which will be posted, and give us your input. So thank you all very much.
Thank you all. Most of all, thank you, residents. Thank you to Kimball Farm for sponsoring this, and the town staff, board and officials who came. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night. Go out and play mini golf.